sir.
Why?
Very cheap.
Very cheap. I
Rickshaw.
like to walk, exercise.
No walk,
good.
no exercise morning time.
Fight against injustice!
Injustice! Injustice!
Fight against injustice!
Injustice! Injustice!
I think the World Social Forum is unique, but it's clearly an extraordinary sort of vibrant, lots of different perspectives and lots of different concerns being raised.
Where are you from?
Portugal.
Portugal. And what made you come here?
I mean, I care about this. I care about social issues, and well, I wanted to come here. I wanted to see a World Social Forum. I've been in the Portuguese one last year, and I wanted to see how it was.
How does this one compare to the one in Portugal?
Well, it's bigger. Has nothing to do with it. People usually don't protest. Well, I was surprised. I didn't knew that was that here. I see a lot of Indians in this World Social Forum, and I'm very very happy to see them.
Yeah. Why did you come to the social forum, and how did you end up being on this panel?
You see, right when they started this World Social Forum, and when they started talking about another world is possible, I had always felt that it is not another world, it's another knowledge.
Are we talking about indigenous knowledge? Are we talking about popular knowledge? Are we talking about non-systematic knowledge? Are we talking about skills, crafts, tacit knowledge, knowledges in the body, and so on and so forth?
Because sustaining of the earth is more important than development. And even poverty is a construct, social construct. Because I live in a village, and it is people who eat 4-5 times, they think that people who eat twice. Of course there is poverty, I'm not denying that. Modernity has created poverty. But the kind of poverty now that being talked about is more in terms of mental poverty. And the other day I was at a conference on poverty alleviation. And the question I raised was that are we talking about economic poverty or are we talking about cultural poverty? Because economic poverty is something that we can always always solve. For example, suppose there is no rain in 1 year, but the rain will come next year or the next year. But if cultural poverties happen, then you are poor forever. What has happened is that, see, the whole knowledge process began with the civilizational agenda. Civilizational, the agenda to civilize people. You see, the most of the documentation began there, museums began then, and it was to do with how to control people, because you wanted to know how people lived, and imposing Christianity was another issue. See, it is all related to that how because you look at anthropology, sociology, history, everything was written to control people. And of course it was given the name of science, social science and all that. And of course you see that what has happened is a compartmentalization and categorization. Now, what third world intellectuals in the so-called intellectuals in the third world, alternative intellectuals, what they've done is that they have accepted the intellectualization of knowledge, but what they are doing is what is convenient for them, that they accept. They are not moving into the realm of de-intellectualized knowledge, which is what people have. So I wanted to raise some of these issues because I think the paradigm shift is needed in the intellectual notions of the World Social Forum itself. But I have not found a space like that, you know. See, my issue was, at one level, I found that I am a colonized person. Through education, I have become colonized. Because my sense of aesthetic itself is colonized. If your sense of beauty is colonized, then what is left of you? This was how I began my search. And when I started living in rural tribal areas and started observing how they do things, I slowly started moving into the process of learning itself. How do children learn? You know, what is their process of coming to know of the earth? You know, and I found that there is a constant movement between, like for example, sense. Sense is a way of knowing inside and knowing outside. You know, it's a two-way process. And I found that what actually modernity does to you is to remove all the stools of knowledge. We come to know things through books. That books were written by somebody else. We don't realize that knowledge is something that we can create.
I believe that intellectual capacity helps us to live smartly and do things skillfully and smartly. But spiritual capacity, developing spiritual capacity or spiritual knowledge will help us to be able to live our life more meaningfully and more wisely. So when we are able to live our life more meaningfully and smartly and skillfully and wisely, then I think it's a very good way of living of life.
So you all are working where, in which area?
We are working, we're covering just a broad range of issues. We like to cover people who are doing work in big or small ways that are trying to help build bridges between people. My particular interest is in the cultural exchange. When we have respect for each other's cultures, then we can't kill them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's really our aim also, you know. Because now I think we are learning to respect the cultures and, you know, learn a lot from the tribals. We really have a tremendous amount to learn from them.
For example?
They're such a wonderful people. You know, the whole system, what I like very much is the whole system of reconciliation, for example. If they've had a fight, you know, they all come together under a tree. The whole village comes together and tries to solve that problem there in the village itself. The tribals normally don't go to the police. Now they are learning to go to the police, which is bad. I myself am a lawyer. And a lawyer would not naturally teach people how to go to the police or to the courts. But that's not what we do. You know, we try to have out-of-court settlements. We teach them the law. We teach them what their rights are, what the human rights are. We help them to demand their rights, but not to, you know, go to the courts or to the police to solve your problems, because there in a way you double them up. And then there is more of anger and hatred in the heart, which remains. And to learn from each other, culture of people, and to really imbibe what is precious in each other. We are working much in the field of education, health, human rights.
There's movements going on all over the world, you know, and one importance of particularly the WSF, is that people speak for themselves. You know, it doesn't need the sort of advocacy of when travel restrictions or closures, such as happened in Palestine, restrict people's movements. People can travel here, people can talk for themselves, people can give their case and gain the sort of networking links that they need to make themselves stronger collectively.
People from all over the world are here, and it is nice, though there are people fighting each other in different countries, and like our country in India, one group not wanting the other group, but it is nice as a contrast that here the whole world come together. There is no differentiality of no fighting, but everybody is working for that one single goal, how to bring about peace and unity and brotherhood. It's very nice. I really love it.
Tu som sanje guru rambo che ru panai deva chimbu pare je kunse change